Hey up guys! So today's movie I'm discussing on the channel is the latest creation from Damien Chazelle called Babylon, which is a 3-hour epic odyssey which celebrates the origins of cinema and the power it has to make us laugh, to make us cry, to make us scared, to make us feel alive. And as you probably already guessed, I love this film. Damien Chazelle has yet to disappoint me. At the moment, he's 4 for 4. Honestly, this is one of those movies where I think the less you know about it before you watch it, the better. Like, I'm not gonna go into the intricacies of what happens in Babylon, and trust me, there is plenty of carnage that I want to discuss in this review, but I'm not gonna, because I know going into it blind is far better than having someone detailing all the little insane moments which happen in this film. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it vague for you guys in this review. Because yeah, I wouldn't want the details of this film spoiled for me before I watched it, so I'm gonna do this courtesy for you guys. Babylon is a film which feels all at once classic and timely. It is a bold concoction of genres which ricochets from swooning romance to farcical comedy to tragic drama to hold your breath thrills. And it's all executed with such flair and panache from a man who only has 5 feature film credits under his belt. Damien Chazelle, I salute you. If this is what Damien Chazelle is pulling off in his 30s, then imagine what he's gonna be doing in like his late 60s. Set in Los Angeles in the late 1920s, during the beginnings of the golden age of Hollywood, Chazelle kicks the film off with a 35-minute party prologue. Like seriously, when the title Babylon came on the screen, it's like it slapped me in the face. But yeah, this whole opening party segment really sucks you into the story. Set in this lavish party mansion, which is an orgy of jazz, sex, drugs, and other hedonistic shenanigans. It's like Damien Chazelle watched The Wolf of Wall Street and went, okay, how can I top that? This sequence also introduces us to all the key players of Babylon. We've got the feisty, aspiring New Jersian actress Nellie Leroy, played by Margot Robbie, who befriends one of the party helpers, Manny Torres, who's played by Diego Calva. They both share a desire to be part of something bigger than themselves, like the movies. And then we've also got the already established silent movie star Jack Conrad, who's played by a fantastic Brad Pitt. After they all meet at this party, the film follows their respective careers within the movie industry and the rise and fall of these said careers during Hollywood's shifting evolution from silent pictures into talkies. I cannot stress enough how lucky we are that a young filmmaker like Damien Chazelle is given $78 million to make a totally original, debaucherous 3-hour movie like Babylon. It is rare to see that happen these days. But Chazelle is truly proving himself to be one of the most exciting filmmakers of his generation. He's one of the few filmmakers where more people will see the movie because he's directing it than because it's got a bunch of like A-list stars in it. Now don't get me wrong, I am here for Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, but I'm really here for Damien Chazelle. Some people are probably going to be put off by the fact that Babylon is over 3 hours long, but there is never a dull moment in Babylon. It's constantly shocking you. The combination of Chazelle's kinetic camera work with Tom Cross's cocaine-like fueled editing and Justin Hurwitz's thunderous and electrifying score is what makes Babylon one of the most dazzling and engaging films of recent times. I realized while I was writing my notes over Babylon who Damien Chazelle really reminds me of. It's Baz Luhrmann. They're both showmen with a penchant for the extravagant and the lavish. They both make bold stylistic choices which are full of flair, but they are also both masters of controlled chaos. And for that reason, some people are undoubtedly not going to like Babylon. They're going to say it's too much, which is a common criticism you'll read whenever you read a review for one of Baz Luhrmann's films. And that's fine. I get it. I get why some people aren't going to like Babylon. It is a lot of a movie. It's very long. It is excessive, and there are moments where it's absolutely batshit crazy. But for those of you that are like myself who love a dose of maximalism, you're not going to say it's too much. You're going to say it's just right, and you're going to cherish every second of it. Shall we talk about its Oscars chances? What am I predicting for Babylon? A lot. Let's say that. I do think this is a film the Academy is going to love. An all-star, original, studio epic which celebrates the roots of Hollywood with freewheeling pandemonium. I do think they'll get on board for this one. Yes to the Best Picture nomination. I don't see how Damien Chazelle could miss for directing. Some of his one takes are so ambitious to the point where they border on cocky. Particularly in the opening party sequence. He is like the conductor of an orchestra. Everything is timed to perfection. My jaw was on the floor. I expected to be a player in the craft categories. I'm expecting nominations for Florencia Martin for production design, Mary Zofres for costumes, and also makeup and hair. I can see nods for editing, sound, cinematography, and of course for Justin Hurwitz's score. That's who I'd vote for. Yep, Justin Hurwitz's score for Babylon has actually topped my favorite score of the year, which is Michael Giacchino's for The Batman. This score had me bopping my head and tapping my foot in the cinema. I was living for this score. And yes, some acting nominations seem very likely. Margot Robbie is a tour de force as Nellie Leroy. She inhabits this character with the energy of a tornado. It might actually be my favorite Margot Robbie performance, which is saying something because she's had so many sensational roles. And there's so much for her to work with here because the character of Nellie Leroy is so unhinged, like maybe even more so than Harley Quinn. I remember reading the first reactions to Babylon on Twitter and some people were labeling Margot Robbie's performance as one note. I didn't get that. Sure, her performance might have more peaks than valleys, but Margot Robbie delivers a fully rounded and realized character with Nellie. I seriously think this might be my favorite performance of hers. I also genuinely believe if Babylon had come out last year, then Margot Robbie would probably have swept that award season for Best Actress. It just shows you that timing is everything because this year she's up against such heavy hitters like Cate Blanchett, Daniel Deadwyler, and Michelle Yeoh. But yes, Margot Robbie absolutely deserves to be the Best Actress category next year. Diego Calva gives a star-making turn as Manny. His performance is very warm and sweet. I could definitely see him getting a Best Actor nomination for this, but I don't currently have him locked into my predictions. I could see him missing. Brad Pitt is also very likely to get a Best Supporting Actor nomination because he really stands out in this film. His character is very memorable. This role is to Brad Pitt what Rick Dalton was to Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. A character that parallels themselves as one of the last true stars of the industry, aging into the role like a fine wine. But the question I want to ask you guys today is, which Brad Pitt performance do you prefer? Cliff Booth in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Jack Conrad in Babylon? I love both of them and I'm honestly not sure which one I prefer, which is why I wanted to ask you guys. Whatever you think, get involved in the comment section down below. But anyway, the categories where I can see Babylon actually winning the Oscar would be score, production design, costume design, and potentially cinematography from my boy Linus Sangren. I was kind of hoping that Jean Smart might be in contention for Best Supporting Actress, and while she is really good in this, she doesn't have a whole lot of defining moments in the film, which is actually one of my criticisms of the film, is that some of the supporting players deserved a little more, such as Jean Smart, as well as Joan Adepo, who plays the trumpet player Sidney Palmer, and Jun Li, who plays the fascinating artiste Lady Fei Zhu. They all gave wonderful performances, I just wanted a little bit more from them. But that's where I'm at with Oscar predictions for Babylon. Do let me know in the comment section below, what are you predicting for Babylon? Let's talk about the ending of the film, which sure as shit is going to be divisive. I'm gonna say this now, I loved it. It's admittedly a little bit on the nose about what it's trying to say about the evolution of cinema, but I was into it. Chazelle had me. I felt something. I was moved. And that's kind of the whole point of the movie anyways, is cinema's power to move us. We've been getting a lot of these films which celebrate the power of cinema recently, but genuinely Babylon is probably the one that hit me the hardest. It really got through to me. And I get why some people won't like the ending of this film, and that's fine. I totally understand where you're coming from, but me personally, I dug it. Did it work for you? Did it not? Let me know in the comment section below. So let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch it again? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Like all of Damien Chazelle's works, they are endlessly and joyously rewatchable. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Yes, I do. Even though I know this film isn't going to be to everyone's taste, but if you like a film that's dazzling and outrageous and completely unpredictable, then you're gonna want to check out Babylon. It is a lot of movie, but it's never boring. It's very easy to compare it to Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street. It's a long movie, but it goes by so fast and it's so insane. You're having so much fun watching it. It keeps you on your toes constantly. And it genuinely is one of the most impressive examples of filmmaking that 2022 has to offer. Like, it's so strong in every department across the board. If you can, please do go watch this film in a cinema, guys. Go watch it on the big screen. Go support movies like this because we honestly don't get enough movies like this. And if a film like this does well at the box office, then Big studios are more likely to take risks on films like this in the future, because honestly, we don't get enough films like this in the cinema, and I want to see more films like this in the cinema. Babylon is cinema, okay? So go see it in one. This is what it's all about. So yeah, I highly recommend watching it in a cinema. And third question, what score to give out of 10? Babylon is a dizzying, euphoric, blissful mess of a film, and I say that with the highest praise. It may be a celebration of film, but it's also a scathing indictment of the Hollywood machine and the evils that lie within the system, like abuse, racism, sexism, and just the way it chews those that are lucky enough to be a part of it and then spits them back out and is done with them. It uses people. So yeah, it's wildly entertaining, but it also has something to say. It's not a flawless film by any means. It is a bit long, and I could have used a little bit more from some of the characters, but I enjoyed every second of this film. So I'm gonna give Babylon a 9.5 out of 10, but I'm also going to say that I think it is a film that everybody should watch at least once before they die. We are genuinely lucky to have a film like this, so I'm going to insist that you watch it. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I do want to hear from you. Have you seen Babylon? If you have, what did you make of it? Let your voice be in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the little like button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars-related content, don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to follow me on any of my socials, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, TikTok, all those links in that video description down below. And as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Some more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture. I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.